Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Coach JC. Everyone gather around should be going today. Today's topic is most men you dealt with in the past should have been left on unread or unseen. Bottom line, a lot of men you dealt with really shouldn't have no access of you. Shouldn't even gotten a time of your day, a time of your life. But it happens sometimes, you know. Sometimes you get in conversations. Sometimes you'll meet men who seem to be good on the outside, everything going on, but then you get down to the root of everything. He's in a really messed up situation. So I really don't blame a lot of women for a lot of situations with men, because at the end of the day, a lot of men that do be faking, trying to play the funk like they're this or that. Like I said, you can't pull the wolf over God. Like I said, God kind of reveals everything. So like it says in the scripture, you know, what's in the dark will turn to light. So whatever somebody's hiding in the dark will eventually come to the light. So definitely you want to be cautious and be very aware when you're out there dating, get to know people, be very cautious, be very mindful of who you're bringing around your circle. Like I said, you got a lot of wool and sheep clothing out here, you know. So like I said, being a woman, like I said, it's gonna be tough to go out here and date and try to find Mr. Right. I do talk about that in my first book, Gentleman Code, what to look for. So, you know, you want to check it out. It's on Amazon. But other than that, you know, like I said, it's tough. You know, a lot of men, like I said, wasting their time, especially in the talking stage, even for yelling guy to a date. He's talking about sexually. He's talking about his trauma, his baby mamas and stuff. A lot of stuff should have been cut off a long time ago. But you know, you're being nice. He was being kind-hearted. He was like, you know, I give this guy a shot. And guess what? He gave him a shot, and guess what? He blew it. And so it's like you gotta really take that and really sit with it and really try to learn from the experience. Whether it's good experiences, whether it's bad experiences, you want to learn from every interaction you have with a man. You know, whether it's been positive, whether it's been life, or whether it's negative. You can learn from each situation. I know for myself, I know every situation I've had really has propelled me to how man I've been. Really wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for, you know, past relationships, past friendships, past everything, whether it's been coworkers, whether it's been women I've dated, women I've, you know, have friends with, you know, I really wouldn't be the man I am today without all that. Even getting to my wife, you know, wouldn't have met my wife. So going through those trials, tribulations, those falls, those those setbacks, you know, it's like had to get through them, you know, had to jump over that hurdle, and you know now, you know, proudly say, you know, happily married man. I'm with 5 years of marriage. I'm with a 4-year-old daughter, so I'm very blessed, very favored to have to say that, you know. So it's like, you know, it works itself out for the long run. But like I said, don't entertain men who don't have the same core values as you. You know, so you gotta have a self-definition about who you are, what you're about. You know, you gotta have your own barcode. Like, this is who you are. You're very unique. You got strengths, weaknesses, like everybody, and you gotta try to find someone who y'all compatible with, you have good times with, you go through the good times with, the bad times with, in different times that's gonna be hard, tough, the lovely times, and the harsh times. You know, like I said, you're gonna go find that person you can go through death with, don't go through having tough conversations with. You know, go through the ones that y'all gonna have great times. Y'all going on a picnic, y'all just going for a walk, y'all, you know, going to a baseball game or going to a concert. You know, just, you know, gotta have that person. You know, that person is really rare to find. So don't waste your time, don't waste your energy for people who are not gonna really suit you, or y'all can't really grow together. Y'all are very stagnant with one another. But yeah, just, you know, like I said, just be yourself and just continue to put yourself out there. And you know, just always have, you know, a good mindset and a good frame of mind before you go out there and try to date anybody. Like I said, it's tough out there, you know, especially being a woman. Like I said, y'all deal with so much nonsense day in and day out. But like I said, I do commend y'all for at least going out there and giving it y'all all, you know, because like I said, it's tough, you know, especially being one man 2, 3, 4 years. It's not easy out there. Nothing's easy out there. Whether you're married, whether you're single, it's tough for both ways. But at least you know, like, hey, what you're gonna put up with. You have your negotiables, your non-negotiables, what you're gonna put up with, and what you're not gonna put up with. Because, like I said, it's not easy out here. So do the best you can do, manage what you can manage, and don't take everything to heart. People say they love you, and then they end up stabbing you with a knife. So just be conscious, be very aware of your surroundings, and just be wholeheartedly yourself. When you go out there, have a clear mindset. Try to hang on to your past relationships, and just try to just come there with an open mindset. It's kind of like it might be like a job situation. You have a new job, and you may have coworkers talking about this is a bad job. At the end of the day, your experience could be different than the next person. So keep that in mind. Have an open mind going into the situation, and just understand that hey, those past relationships they didn't fail. They failed for a reason. So you can learn from them and hopefully grow from them. But what's your thoughts about this topic? Feel free to comment below. Until next time out, Coach JC.